Thank you, sir. One more round of applause for the best dressed man in Scotland and a legend.
Very kind. I've got to get some tartan.
You do. You're rocking it. Well, how have you been enjoying Comic-Con Scotland so far today?
So far, so good. I've been very busy with a lot of very beautiful people coming through my line, so I'm always grateful. You know, Comic-Cons are exciting because you get a chance to get out of the rain and you get a chance to be in wonder, enchantment, and joy. So
yes.
It's always a pleasure for me to see people having fun.
Yes.
And here in Edinburgh, it's really special because there's so many young people here really getting a chance to meet people that they idolize and other characters that they really love. And it's nice to be able to feel their unjaded, very innocent personalities.
Yes, of course. And the people of Scotland are just so friendly, and they're so happy to see you for coming all this way. But we have a great roster of talented people back there. Was there anyone on this particular con that you were excited to see again, or that you were excited to meet?
Well, I'm always excited to see my evil queen, Lana Parrilla. Yeah, always very, very exciting for me because I'm so in love with her.
Yes.
You know, Sydney really was blindly in love with her. And I love Once Upon a Time. A lot of Once Upon a Time fans were here, so it's really, really nice to have her here.
Yes, absolutely. Well, before we get to the fan questions, because I could sit up here and fangirl all day long, huge fan of everything you've done, and I have seen you at other Comic-Cons, and just the way you treat the fans, you give so much time to them, so thank you for that. But final question from me, before we go to the fans, your Instagram is a lot of fun. You use social media in such a great, positive way. You recently went to Kuwait. How was that for you?
The Middle East is a very different place. There are wonderful fans there. The wonderful thing that you all should know, being that you probably have been to more than one Comic-Con, even if you have not, fans have shared the same kind of, they champion the same characters of the same shows all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's a commonality. You're part of a very worldwide family. Kuwait was really wonderful. It was different show hours because it's very hot.
Yeah.
So they normally go from 3 to 10. But the commonality is the love for television, the love for film, and the love for characters that we all play. And I had a wonderful time. The thing for me that's so joyous going around the world doing Comic-Cons is that in Kuwait I was given a host family. And so they would take me around the city for an hour. They would tell me about the history. They talked about the Gulf War when they had to leave. They talked about how they raised their children. And you get a sense that although their lifestyle is very different than my lifestyle in America, or maybe even the lifestyle here in Edinburgh, there are these common threads that run through our families that really felt like it's connective tissue. And that connective feeling is a wonderful thing to have from coast to coast and ocean to ocean.
Yeah, we're all in love with the same things, absolutely. Well, guys, don't be shy. Come on up to the microphone. Here we go. We're going to get a line going. Feel free to introduce yourself. And again, let's keep the questions random and fun and respectful, yeah? Come on up, everybody. Ali G's come all the way to see you as well. Don't be shy. Come on up. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Cameron. My question is, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Ooh, 3 wishes.
Can you repeat that?
Sorry. My name's Cameron. I was asking, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be for anything in the world?
Ooh.
My number 1 wish would be world peace. My second wish would be self-enlightenment. And my third wish would be for all humanity to be in joy and enchantment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stuart. What is it like voice acting compared to normal acting, so to speak, when you're just doing voice?
Hi, Stuart. Stuart asked, what's it like the comparisons between voice acting and regular film acting. The difference is imagination. When I'm in a room talking to you, I can look and see all of your faces. When I'm acting in front of a camera, there's another actor and there's an interaction that happens. When I'm on the mic, I'm in a little small booth and I'm reading the lines from a piece of paper or looking at film and voicing over something I'm seeing. So oftentimes I have an imagination that fills in the visual of what I don't see. And it's a wonderful thing for me to do voice acting because it allows me and my imagination to have a visual. And we should all have that in life because that's what allows us to cultivate what we see. What you see can come true. Your dreams can come true if you're able to see them, imagine them happening and taking place, and then doing something to have that happen. So for me, voice acting, I love being on the mic because it's like looking in the mirror. Some days I go, yeah, and other days I go, ugh. I mean, it's very much like that. On the microphone, when no one else is looking at me, I can do all kinds of things with my vocality that allows me to be in a different place, a different time, and in a different moment.
Thank you very much, Giancarlo.
You're welcome.
Great question. Hello, Ali G.
Hello, my name is Bailey, and I don't know if this question is affected by the strikes, but is there a chance you will be back in Payday 3?
In
Payday 3?
You know, yeah, people do ask me that. I know that they've announced they're going to do a Payday 3. Is there a chance that I'll be back? There's always a chance. I'm the most hopeful person because of my background, where I come from, and my early childhood struggles to get where I am now. So, although they haven't called, if they did call, I'll be back.
Thank you.
Hi, my question was, because you're such a sort of positive person and very sweet, how do you kind of tap into a more villainous side when you play some of those more evil type characters?
Because I'm really evil inside.
Oh.
Pretty simple. Well, you know, look, we're human beings, so we're made up of dark and light. I'm an actor, and so I have to think of things or take a course that sometimes are not all of me. But somewhere inside me that has existed. I know how to be that way. So I believe that we as human beings are built of light and dark. And you wake up in the morning, and I've been doing this as a practice, because sometimes I'm tired, 4 hours sleep, I'm like exhausted, I've got to go and be on. And I say to myself, what's going to determine your day to day? And I have this habit of going, well, today I'm going to be totally positive. I'm going to be about light. I'm going to support people. I'm going to really listen to people so that I'm not on autopilot. We all wear masks, so we know how to be. We know how we should be. But when are we really honest and truthful about how we are now, in this moment? Because you know what? I can tell when you're faking the funk. I can tell when you're like, hee hee, ha ha. I have a daughter who, she would say something, and before she finished her sentence, I would be giggling, ha ha, this nervous laugh. And she would look at me, and she'd say, Papa, stop with the fake laugh. Right? We all are a little sometimes awkward, or I'll put it this way. I am awkward and sometimes uncomfortable. You know me as the cool guy, the evil guy. You have something I want. The guy who takes control. But you know what? I am also awkward. I am also not comfortable in my skin all the time. And guess what? That is okay. So sometimes on days where I don't really feel it, I don't try to fake it. And then there you have that guy that you are a little put off by. Because guess what? He's put off by himself. So you use what you have to get through your life. But I urge you to look beyond the mask that you wear and really tell the truth. If not to me, to yourself. So that you're not... Someone said to me a long time ago, you don't fool anybody but yourself. Because everything, my mood and who I am as an actor, it all shows on my face. I can't hide it. That's what I do, even if I want to hide it. So why not tell the truth about how I feel right now, today, in this moment? And guess what? I'm real excited to be here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Giancarlo. My name's James. I've just got one question. If you hadn't become an actor, what do you think you would have done or would like to do?
I love this question. There's so many things that many of us want to do in life, and we have to make a choice. Just like making a choice every day of what our attitude will be. If you set your intention in your life, then it will come true. For me, I had so many things I wanted to do. I knew I had talent in many of them. I would have been an archaeologist. I would have been an explorer. I would have been a chiropractor. I would have been a health practitioner because I like helping people and I like people. All of those things I felt strongly about. I love the story of Shackleton. I love the story of discovering the North Pole. I love discovery and finding out things about our history and our world that people didn't know, and uncovering it and sharing it with people so that they can know more about their origins. But I also knew that this is where I belonged right now. However, I say this to people. If you are unhappy with what you've chosen, change. And change is difficult because it's an uprooting of everything that you've committed to. But some of us are supposed to have more than one career. Some of us are supposed to do something for 10 years and then do something else because we are human beings. So we change. Our interests changes. And it doesn't mean we can't learn something new. So I say to folks, if you're tired of what you do and that road has ended, don't be afraid. Change. The unknown is a wonderful thing.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Ewan.
Hi.
So, in the Breaking Bad process, who was your favorite actor to work with?
I loved all of the actors in the show, but I particularly liked Bryan Cranston, who played Walter White because of his focus and his intentionality. I like all of the actors for different reasons, just like human beings, right? So I love Jesse because he was carefree and he expressed exactly how he felt and said it verbally. And I love Mike Ehrmantraut because he had lived a long time and all of life showed on his face. And although you could tell when he didn't want to listen to Gustavo Fring and he wanted to stand up to him but couldn't because he knew he was the boss. He exemplified loyalty. He exemplified someone who gets it done. He exemplified someone who is decisive. I like that about human beings. So there are many characters I like, but my favorite has to be Walter White.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name's Douglas. I was just wondering, before you were a successful actor, when you were still trying to make it, what sort of got you out of bed in the morning? What kept you going to auditions and working hard? Before you were Gus Fring.
If you love what you do, did all of you hear that question? No. Can we turn his mic up so they can hear that question? Say it again.
Yeah, so the question was, what sort of kept you going? Thank you very much. The question was, before he was a successful actor, what kept you going and kept you getting up in the morning and going to auditions?
Hope. Hope and the understanding and knowledge that every step of the way is the journey, and that the end to the journey is not success. It is to be fulfilled. I love what I do. That's what keeps me going even today. I knew that if I got to a certain level as an actor, or if I never got to that level, I would be a great director. I would be a great writer. So I was in the arena of something I love to do. Creativity, no matter what you do, should be the driving force. The creativity that's inside you that is begging you to share what you feel. Whether you know it or not, whatever you do in life, you could be a postman, a fireman, a policeman. In some way, it's creative. In some way, it's communicative. In some way, it is being in service. And being in service to each other, to our community, to our world is all we really have. Now, we live in a world that says, me, I. Right? I gotta do these things. I have to do that. Everything is vying for our attention. But if you start to realize that you would like to be more about the we and the us, then you start to change the world on an individual level that is contributory and that is in service to all of humanity. So we are communicators, no matter what we do. And I love what I do because it's a way for me to communicate and express my innermost feelings through the characters that I play.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great question.
Hi again. Just to ask, if you could swap lives with one of your characters or a character that you've worked with somebody and they've played, who would it be?
If I could
Swap lives. If you could swap lives with any character you've played or any character that you've worked with.
Oh my goodness. I would probably want to swap lives, well, with two characters. Two of my favorites are, and for different reasons, are Moff Gideon and Gustavo Fring. For me to be in the Star Wars universe, I feel like a child again, playing with really, really big scientific toys. The TIE Fighter, the Dark Saber. To me, that's a world that it really sparks my imagination. So I probably would want to swap lives with Moff Gideon because he's part genius, he's part scientist, he's part general, and the biggest thing about him is he's a fallen hero. The anti-hero is just a hero who had all these ideas, but no one would listen to him. And then he got pissy, and when I'm just gonna make them listen to me. So I have compassion for him, right? But there's something about that in a way is genius if he went about it in a different way. Look, you cannot lead unless you can follow. Dig this, right? Like sometimes you've got to allow yourself to be told what to do. I hate being told what to do. I hate listening. I hate authority. But that's my journey. Fall in line for a long time. And then maybe you will then be chosen to lead. But that creates character, discipline, sacrifice. All of those things are what allows us to become complete. Thanks for your question.
Thank you so much.
Great question. We're getting an education here.
Hi there. My question's also about Star Wars. Before you entered the Star Wars universe, was there another character that you've seen yourself as playing, as growing up?
Growing up watching Star Wars, did you want to play any other character than who you've played?
Yeah, you know, I watched the early Star Wars films because they were such, they were so true and so great. I believe that things get diluted as they go on. They still have some of their major influence that they came to the screen with, but sometimes they get a little watered down because you're in a way telling the same story differently, but not quite the same. I fell in love with Princess Leia in the early Star Wars movies because of her deep love, her deep commitment. I also fell in love with Luke Skywalker because, again, who doesn't want to be the hero? Who doesn't want to save the world, right? I mean, come on. That played into the goodness that's inside me. So I love the early films, and there are probably more characters I would have liked to have been because they're more playful, but I love being a part of that universe.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Help with the microphone? Can we help with the microphone? Thank you.
Hi. We're going to bring the mic down for you.
So my question is kind of a two-parter. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is better?
Much better.
Oh, great. So my name is Larissa, by the way, and I kind of have a two-part
Hold the mic like
question.
that.
Yeah?
Like that. Yeah.
This is better?
Yeah, better.
Okay, perfect. So I have kind of two questions in one. What do you love most about yourself, and what do you love most about what you do?
I'm taking a moment to be thoughtful. What I love the most about myself is that I'm passionate. I never say die. I'm passionate and I'm hopeful. What I love the most about what I do is that I'm curious and I'm still refining what I do, and that I don't think that I'm the best. I think that I'm a work in process, which means I'm always learning and I'm always finding out something new.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your energy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Great questions so far, everybody. Awesome.
Great questions,
Amazing
right?
advice from you as
Yeah.
well. Thank you.
Hiya, I've got a question to ask about Thrawn. Would you like to work with Thrawn, and would it be a love-hate relationship, or would it be button heads? And if you had to work with him in season 4 or whatever.
Are you talking about Thrawn?
Thrawn, yeah.
You know, I don't know what they have in store, and I don't know, frankly, enough about Thrawn. I think what would be exciting would be a butting heads relationship. Because I think that, you know, we as human beings, when we're threatened by someone, possibly threatened, like you're in a room with someone who's smarter than you, right? So, right? And how often can you go, like I do when I'm standing with Jon Favreau or with Dave Filoni, and I go, these guys are so smart. Does it make you feel small, or does it make you open up and take it all in and feel like, wow, it's okay that they're smarter than me, right? So I like the idea of butting heads because I think that's kind of my normal attitude. It's taken me years to go, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, and guess what? That's okay, because that means I have something to learn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. We're getting an education here, folks.
Hiya, my question is, out of your entire career, this might be difficult to answer, if you could pick one character that's your favorite out of everyone you've played, who would it be and why?
Oh, if I pick one, I'm denying the other. And I think part of my success is that I played so many different characters in so many very popular television shows. There have been some that resound for me more than others because of time, right? When you spend time doing something, you have more time to be with a character. Yeah. So it makes a difference on your psyche. Yeah. So I'd say you know, for me, I went to do Moff Gideon in the first season. I did it all in like 6 days. And then I went back again and did 2 weeks. So I didn't have a lot of time. It was more focused, compressed timing. So I love that because it gave me a chance to live and breathe it every day and not think about anything else.
Yeah.
Gustavo Fring, I played him for a longer period of time, but it allowed me a chance to let him settle and allowed him to grow in a different way. So those are two of my favorites.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
I'm Asia. I'm from Italy, and I'm really happy to be here and just asking you questions. And I come from a land where people grow up knowing that if we want things to stay as they are, things will have to change. So you talked about changing what we don't like in order to improve, in order to learn. What would you suggest to younger people that would like to maybe do the same career you had? And if you're ever planning to be in an Italian series, or I don't know.
What is your name?
Asia.
Asia. I love Italia, Asia. For young people who want to do this business, I say study. I started in the theater, which gave me the chance to develop and articulate my words and my brain. So because what I do, you have to memorize things. So doing a play, you have to be on stage for a couple of hours and know who the character is, but also remember your lines and your interaction. So when I speak to actors and I do teach, I tell them, read everything, right? We read books, look at film, look at television, but read more than anything because it develops a part of your brain that's important to use. Would I ever be in anything in Italia? I have a development now of a piece called The Venetian that I'm hoping to produce in Venice. Really? And you probably know my history. My Papa Giovanni's from Napoli. I was born in Copenhagen, raised in Roma. I have deep roots and ties to Italia. So we're looking to complete writing on this project and getting a partner and shooting it in Venice hopefully next year.
Wow. Thank you. Very exciting.
Grazie mille. Grazie.
Thank you. Oh, you might recognize this gentleman here.
Hey there. Speak into the microphone, please.
Yeah, so we can hear you.
Who's your favourite person you've worked for? No, I meant worked with or for?
Favorite person you've worked with or for? Favorite person you've worked with or for?
I have a 56-year career, so now my brain is going. I have to say I love working with Vince Gilligan. Because Vince Gilligan had a sense of allowing actors to be a part of his creative process. And there's a word called inspiration. And when you are really excited about things that you do or something that flips the switch in your brain in a conversation of someone you're speaking to, that's called inspiration. You've been inspired. And I feel like it's important for all of us to acknowledge when we have a hit of inspiration all on our own. But so I was doing, Breaking Bad, and Vince Gilligan would see something I did on camera, and he would be inspired to write more for me or write in a different way. You are original. Every one of you in this room today. You have something to contribute. You have something to share. Allow your light to shine and don't edit your voice. Children are so wonderful because they don't edit. They say things that are gems. They say things that are like parables because they're not going, I don't know if that's the right way to say that, or people won't like me if I say that. They have all these I have all these considerations sometimes. Am I saying the right thing? Even in this moment. But guess what? If I don't care and I'm really inspired that I have to say this and I don't edit myself, then you may hear something that lifts you up or inspires you to move forward or is a gem in your life. So for me, my answer to the question is Vince Gilligan, because he saw things. Like if I see you, we can see each other. And then so why don't we share what we see? Why don't we share that there's a beautiful light on there? Why don't we say it? Look, yeah, it could be corny, but sometimes people need it. We need to hear from each other that we are more than just okay. And I'm here to tell you, there are ups and downs in life, and I've been through a lot of them. But if we're able to get up off that and talk to each other, really see each other, we would be different. We would be better for it, and so would everyone else. Thank you.
I also have another question.
You got another question? Mike, because there's a lot of people in the room. They want to hear you too.
Yeah.
Speak into the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you ever play Mr. Freeze in DC?
Yeah, there's been rumor of X and Freeze. Of course I would.
Thank you very much. Come on up. We have time for just a few more questions. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Jack. I'm a massive fan. What was it like working with the boys cast?
Oh my gosh, I love this cast so very much. Great actors. I particularly had a lot of work to do with Anthony Starr. I feel like he's a masterful actor who engages and is a very exciting person to work with. So a lot of freedom there. Although we were expected to stick to our lines, a freedom of personality, an outrageous storyline. I love Eric Kripke, and I loved controlling Homelander. You are not a god. You are simply bad product.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hiya. My question is before you became a successful actor, is there anyone that inspired you?
I was inspired by baseball players because they hit the home run. I loved Hank Aaron. I loved Mickey Mantle. I loved Joe DiMaggio. I love Campanella, because there's something about the game of baseball that takes its time. It takes its own course, and it takes timing, and it takes attitude, and it's a team sport. Well, guess what? Life is a team sport. Believe it or not. It's not, so I get inspired by many things I see in our world, by animals, by mountains, by beauty, but also by things that allow me to see myself within them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great question. We have time for just one more question if we can get some help with the microphone, guys. Can you help with the microphone, please? Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. Sorry, just time for one final question. We've got to get you back to the autographs. Hi, sir.
Hello there, sir. I've got a two-part question. What is the most enjoyable part about acting for you? And what is the least enjoyable and hardest part about acting for you?
The most enjoyable is to succeed in moving my audience from one place to another, to get you to believe who I am as a character, to get you to believe what the writer has written. So for me, I honor the writer's word because it's like poetry. So it's very satisfying when you succeed and people really get moved in a play from one emotion to another, and they really get the message of the piece, whether it be a play, a movie, or a TV show. The hardest part is not knowing if you've succeeded. In a play, you're not in the same place every single night. Some nights you feel completely alive. Other nights you feel a little bit dead, but you still did it. My mom used to tell me, she was my voice coach, that at your worst, you're better than most. I was like, oh yeah, but I didn't quite hit it tonight. But guess what? I still did the performance and people couldn't tell, right? So I'm a perfectionist. I'm very hard on myself. The hardest part of what I do is if I'm unprepared, then I deserve to feel bad. In life, in what you do, there's homework. I used to hate homework. In school, I hated homework. But the homework of our lives is bigger homework. The homework that I have to do in my life propels me to be a better actor, i.e. working through the trauma of my childhood, forgiveness, understanding and taking responsibility for me, and not saying they did it, and not saying I didn't do it, I'm not responsible for it. So when I don't do my homework, guess what? I kind of fail. And that's a lesson too. So when I come to my job and I'm excited and I know every word, and not only do I know what I have to say, I know how to say it without using the words, then I'm on fire. I'm inspired. I can be a channel. I can allow myself to get out of the way and let my character reign. Long live the Empire!
Thank you, Mr. Esposito. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for Giancarlo Esposito.
Grazie, grazie. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you.
Keep it going, Edinburgh. What an amazing panel. What an honor for us. That was an education. Thank you so much. Keep going. Keep that applause going for Mr. Esposito. Thank you so much.